Today on Camp Outside, we talk about the Omnia Oven. Let's get into it. Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Camp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite products for camping and specifically campsite cooking. I want to talk about the Omnia Oven. Now, if you've watched my channel, you know that almost every time we go camping, actually every time we go camping, we take our Omnia Oven and we use it several times during the camping trip. We love to bake in our Omnia Oven, especially breakfast, muffins and cinnamon rolls. We love to make brownies for dessert, but the Omnia Oven can really do anything you want it to do in terms of baking. Most people, when they go camping, they have the ability to grill something, they have the ability to cook in pots and pans on a stovetop or cook over the fire. But in general, for the most part, it's much harder to bake things when you're camping. The Omnia Oven makes that really simple. So what I want to do is I want to open the box, take a look at what's inside. What do you get with just the basic Omnia Oven? And then we'll take a look at some other stuff that I think you should get in addition to your Omnia Oven so that when you have it, you have everything you need to cook anything you want. So let's get right into opening the box. So first off, I want to thank Eric and Gustav, who work for Omnia Oven. They are part of the family business there. They both signed this. We're going to give this Omnia Oven away as part of our 5,000 subscriber gear giveaway, so stay tuned for that. But it says greetings from Sweden because that's where they're from, and then Eric and Gustav signed it. So anyway, I'm going to figure out how to open this. It kind of goes just like this. And so this is the basic oven, and I'll put a link, an affiliate link down below where you can buy this specific product. This is just the Omnia Oven itself. So it comes with a little book with some sample recipes and then how to use the oven itself. And then the Omnia Oven comes packaged in a carrying bag. And so this is really nice. We use this carrying bag for our Omnia Oven. It has held up pretty well considering camping is hard on bags. So I've been really pleased with that. Omnia Oven also does sell some more rigid cases and some more padded cases, which are also really nice. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. Okay, I'll set the bag aside. And so this is how it comes, and I'm just going to pull off each piece and tell you what it is. So the first one is the base plate. So this is a steel base plate. It's what sits on the burner. So an Omnia Oven sits on a camp stove burner. It can be a butane burner, it can be propane, it can be a white gas stove, doesn't really matter. But what you're gonna wanna do is put it on some kind of heat source. You can also use an electric burner with the Omnia Oven, but it has to be a high power electric burner. I did some testing with just a simple electric burner that I had. You can check out that video right up here. It did not work for me very well. It would cook, but it just took way too long. But I think 2,000 watts is really kind of like the recommended minimum for an Omnia Oven burner. It might be a little less, might be 1,500, but 2,000, you're gonna want a high power burner. I think my burner was 1,000 watts or less, so it just wasn't gonna do it. While this base plate is steel, I've never tested it on an induction stove. But my guess is you wouldn't have a great result. You probably really need a gas stove or a high-powered electric stove really to run these. So just something to keep in mind. If you have used your Omnia Oven on an induction stove, drop something in the comments below. I would love to know if it works or how it works. I just don't have an induction stove, so I have no way to test it. Okay, the next piece is the main cooking bowl, I guess you'd call it. And then there's also a knob in there that's for the lid. But basically this sits on the base plate, and I'll pull it out of the packing. And then this is where all the cooking is done. So it's made out of aluminum, And just to keep in mind, guys, this kind of bowl is not suitable for cooking foods that have high acid content or high salt content, right? Because it's aluminum. So you want to be careful what you cook in these. That's why Omnia Oven sells both disposable foil liners for their Omnia Ovens as well as silicone molds. And I highly recommend the silicone molds, guys. We're going to take a look at one of those in a minute. The silicone molds are awesome because they are really easy to use, easy to clean. I use the silicone mold all the time. I've never actually cooked directly in the main oven itself without a silicone mold, so I highly recommend that. In this kit, a silicone mold does not come with it, right? This is just the basic Omnia Oven itself with no accessories. And then the last part, guys, is the lid. And it's a simple aluminum lid. It goes on top, and then you can screw the knob in right here. I'm gonna unwrap these things carefully, then I'm gonna rewrap them because we're giving this away. I'm not going to use this. A little later in this video, I'm gonna show you how I use my Omnia Oven. I've got it set up. We're gonna make some muffin rings today. So I'm gonna pull these out, and then I'll get everything assembled and we'll be right back. Okay, so minus the knob on top. I didn't put the knob in, but you can imagine what a knob looks like, right? I mean, looks like that right there, right? This is what an Omnia Oven looks like. So it's got the steel base that goes on the burner, and it's got the pan or the bowl, I don't know what you call it, and then the lid, right? And so that goes on like that. And so you can basically just bake it. These holes are for ventilation, but you can buy a thermometer that goes in the hole. And I highly recommend that because for most of the cooking that I do with the Omnia Oven, it needs really, really, really low heat. A lot of your propane burners, your propane camp stove burners, and even your white gas burners are more powerful than this needs. This is a very efficient cooker on gas. And so low flame and slow cooking is the way to go to not burn things, especially if you're baking. So I really like a thermometer because I can keep track of the temperature. So I definitely recommend the Omnia Oven thermometer. I'll put a link down in the description below where you can pick one of those up. But you don't need it. If I probably don't need it anymore. I'm so used to cooking with the Omnia Oven, I can just look at the flame coming out of my propane burner and I know whether or not I'm good, but I rely on the thermometer anyway. So that's just something to consider. So how this works is basically as this thing's sitting on the burner, heat comes up through the hole, and then also around the sides. So you're getting even cooking both outside, inside up through the hole, and then redirected down through the hole. So the heat comes out the center hole, and the lid reflects it down onto whatever you're cooking. So it's a really efficient oven and works really, really well. Anything that you can bake at home, you can now bake at the campsite, maybe just in a little smaller portion. There are some larger pans that Omnia has come out with, which is really, really cool. They're called the Maxi Pan, and then they also have non-stick options where you don't need the silicone liner. So I'm gonna be doing reviews of that stuff later on. That's kind of beyond the scope of this video, but just know that Omnia is doing some really, really awesome stuff to make sure you have whatever you need when you're out there cooking at the campsite. Okay guys, so that's an overview of the basic Omnia Oven, and that might be all you need. But if you're buying your first Omnia Oven and you don't have any of the accessories already, you're not buying a second oven, I think what you're really gonna want probably is one of the Omnia kits. And I wanna thank Eric and Gustav for sending this to me. We're gonna give this one away as well. This is an awesome kit because not only does it include the Omnia Oven itself, but it includes some of the accessories that I use on a regular basis. So let's go ahead and tear into this thing and see what's inside. And inside, right off the bat, a basic Omnia Oven. So we've already gone through that. But this kit also includes some really awesome stuff. So the first thing it includes is a rack. This rack goes in the base of the oven itself. You can set things on the baking rack. This is great for like reheating rolls and Anything you would put on an oven rack, guys, you can now put right in your Omnia oven itself on the rack. I use the rack a lot. I really like that. It comes with some pot holders, and pot holders are really important, guys. The oven is hot, and oftentimes when you are removing things from the oven, what I do a lot of times when I'm removing things is I take the oven and I flip it upside down. And so having pot holders is really nice because you're not burning yourself. The next thing that comes in the kit is this really nice zippered Omnia bag. So I really like these. I don't even have one of these. I kind of want one because my carry bag that comes with the basic Omnia oven is taking a beating after several years of use. It still holds the Omnia oven just fine, but I've been eyeing those carry bags, no lie. And then my favorite product for Omnia oven is the silicone mold. Well, actually, besides the oven itself, obviously, but it's the silicone mold. You're able to cook inside the silicone mold. It's washable. It's even dishwasher safe. We throw these things in the top rack of the dishwasher when we get home from camping trips. And it is awesome, guys, because it keeps the Omnia oven relatively clean. All you're doing is cleaning the mold, and you don't have to worry if it's acidic or salty. You don't have to worry about it interacting with the aluminum. So these are fantastic. And I recommend, honestly, guys, getting a couple of these. And there are different options. There are complete silicone molds, complete rings. Then there are ones that are divided in half. There are ones that are divided into quarters. I think I have a set that divides them into 3. That isn't an Omnia product, guys. I think it's made by someone else, but made for the Omnia oven. So there's all kinds of different silicone molds. They have a muffin ring where you can make, I think, 6 muffins in an Omnia ring. So that works really well. So there's all kinds of different silicone molds that you can get. And I highly recommend that if you're gonna buy an Omnia oven for the first time, you're gonna want things like the silicone mold. You're gonna want things like the rack. If you don't have pot holders already in your camper or in your cookware kit for your tent camping or your boat camping or whatever you're doing, having a nice set of pot holders is nice. And that carry bag that's zippered is really sweet. So I highly recommend a kit. If I was going to buy this kit, the only thing I would buy in addition to it is the thermometer. Like I said, I highly recommend the thermometer, especially if you're new to Omnia cooking. Once you've been cooking for a while, you can probably just look at your flame and know whether or not you're good. But to start with, I highly recommend a thermometer for the Omnia. All right, it's time to cook. We've got our Omnia oven prepped. We've got our triple berry muffins ready to go. And Delaney's gonna go ahead and pour it in to our silicone ring. Okay. Okay, now the name of the game is to bake low heat and slow cooking. All right, guys, so I wanted to cook specifically on this large Browning camp stove. It's actually a Camp Chef stove. Bass Pro Shops labeled it as a Browning stove for a while, but it's a Camp Chef Explorer 2-burner stove. Obviously, this is a big camp stove, and so as you can see, I have my flame really, really low. And what I want to do is I want to keep my Omnia oven around 300 degrees. Now, in true European fashion, Celsius is on the outside of the ring, Fahrenheit is on the inside, so I am at 300 degrees Fahrenheit or about 150 degrees Celsius. So I just turned the burner down and I see my temperature dropping. So I'm going to turn the burner back up a little to try and keep it at 300 degrees. I normally don't use a camp stove this large. I normally just use a small 2-burner like a Coleman stove or even my Camp Chef Everest stove. But I didn't have those out because I'm at home, so doing it on the big stove. But as you can see, if it has a burner, you can do it. Okay, we've got the flame dialed in just where we want it. We can see we're right at 300 degrees. And Ellie girl off to the left there, she's waiting for some muffins. As we get towards the end of the bake, I like to turn the heat down so that I'm not burning the sides as the internals are cooking. And as you can see, it won't be long now. Just need to brown the top and finish cooking the inside. Tiller wants to know when the muffins are gonna be done. All right, so basically what I do to get things out of the pan is I flip onto a plate. And everything's really hot, so I use oven mitts. I don't have my Omnia Oven pot holders, so I'm just using these old oven mitts. I'll take a plate, put it over top, take it and flip it, and I pull everything off. These silicone molds can be really hot, so be careful with those. And then I'll take a second plate, flip it again, and it's ready to serve. All right, guys, so that's an overview of the Omnia Oven. Guys, it has changed the way we cook at the campsite. When we adopted our boys out of foster care, we wanted to take them and show them the world. And the most economical way for our family was to do that through camping. Now, I am satisfied just using a pocket knife to open a can of tuna and eat that at the campsite, but I knew that to really make camping special for our family, we wanted to do awesome, delicious meals at the campsite that the kids would love and that so they'd want to go camping. And the Omnia Oven has really made that possible for us. So I highly recommend the Omnia Oven. If you don't have one, you should get one. There are other ways to cook these kinds of meals, guys. There's Dutch ovens and those kind of things. I'm not discounting any of that. I got into a big debate with somebody about what's better, the Omnia Oven or the Dutch oven. I love Dutch ovens, but they're heavy and sometimes they're hard to clean. Keeping them seasoned is a challenge, especially for us here in Florida when we live in a high humidity environment. All of my cast iron has to be kept in a climate controlled environment. I don't have to worry about any of that with the Omnia Oven, and it's super light, easy to carry. What a great product. I absolutely love it. There's going to be a couple of future videos on Omnia Oven stuff, guys. The first one is we are going to be doing a review on this 6-pack of silicone molds. There's 2 halves and 4 quarters in this box. So we're going to test that out to cook different things at the same time in a singular Omnia Oven. I'm really looking forward to trying that out. And then also, guys, just a shout out to my friend Edie Beans, who wrote Outdoor Cooking with Edie, featuring the Omnia Oven. Guys, this is an awesome book. It's a must-have if you are an Omnia Oven owner. She has a ton of recipes in here. I'm going to be doing my first ever Camp Outside book review video here soon on Outdoor Cooking with Edie. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned so that you don't miss that. I'm also going to put a link down in the description below where you can pick up either one of these products. The book is awesome, and I was super honored to write the foreword. So I might be a little biased, but Edie's the best. She makes amazing stuff in the Omnia Oven. So if you're looking for just a little bit of inspiration on what to make, Edie's got you covered. Guys, we exist to help moms and dads take their kids camping, hiking, fishing, learn about nature, and develop a conservation ethic. We want to help you get you and your kids outside. And one of the best ways to do that is to eat good at the campsite. There's no better way to do that than with an Omnia Oven. All the affiliate links are below to get started with Omnia Ovens, whether it's a kit, the basic oven itself, or the accessories that we recommend. Guys, all of those are affiliate links, which means I get a little commission on the sale. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it's a great way for you to support Camp Outside, and I really appreciate it. But you can buy Omnia Oven anywhere it's sold. I highly recommend that you pick one up. Again, I want to thank Omnia Oven for all the donated products that they have sent to me for our 5,000 subscriber giveaway. Be sure that you're subscribed and don't miss out when we announce the giveaway, because we're going to tell you how to enter to win, and we're going to be giving away a couple of Omnia Ovens, an Omnia Oven kit, the Outdoor Cooking with Edie book, signed by Edie herself. We've got a lot of stuff that we're giving away, guys, as well as some Camp Outside gear, some other camping gear. Really great stuff. So be on the lookout for that. And I'll just end the video by saying, give Omnia Oven a try. You won't regret it. Guys, I'm Kevin with Camp Outside. Thanks for watching. Hit us up on other social media. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and X, or you can connect with us at our website at campoutside.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.